All right, everyone, welcome to the ICT Masterclass. It's Mr. Gassan here. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on something you use every single day, our school network. How do all these computers actually talk to each other? We're going to look at two big ideas, the super simple peer-to-peer model and the heavy-duty client-server network, the one that makes our whole school tick. Right, let's jump in.
So, let me ask you something. Ever wondered how you can save your project in the library, then walk over to the ICT lab, log in, and boom, there it is? Or how all your work is magically kept safe even if a computer messes up? Well, it's not magic. The secret is all in how the network is built. It's architecture.
Okay, so first up, let's talk about the most basic way to connect computers. It's called the peer-to-peer network, or P2P for short. The best way to think about it? Imagine you and a few friends are working on a project. There's no boss, no team leader, you just pass files directly to each other. Everyone's on the same level.
So in the P2P network, every single computer, we call them peers, is connected directly to all the others. See how there's no main computer calling the shots? If you want to share a file, you literally just send it straight from your machine to someone else's. It's why this setup is great for really small networks, like connecting a couple of computers at home. It's cheap and easy.
But, and this is a big but, especially for your exams, so listen up. That simplicity has some huge problems. Number one, no central backup. If your computer dies, poof, your files are gone, forever. Then there's security. It's basically up to each person to protect themselves. And just imagine trying to manage this with hundreds of computers. It would be total chaos. So, if peer-to-peer is no good for a big place like our school, what's the alternative? Well, that brings us to the client-server model. This is the professional setup, the one that's built for security and, well, getting serious work done. Now this is a whole different ball game. You can see right away there's a big, powerful computer right in the middle. That's our server. And all the other computers, the clients, they all talk to the server, but they don't talk directly to each other. The server is the boss. It's the brain of the whole operation. And hey, if you play online games like Minecraft or Fortnite, you're already using this. Your PC is the client, and you connect to a massive game server. But here's a key thing to understand. It's not usually just one server doing all the work. A proper client-server network is more like a team of specialists. Each server has its own, very specific, very important job. Yeah, you could have one machine try to do everything. But in a big network like ours, we use dedicated servers for each major task. Why? Because it keeps things running fast, smooth, and most importantly, secure.
First up on the team, meet the file server. Think of this as a massive, secure digital library for the entire school. When you save your work to your school folder, you're not actually saving it on the computer in front of you. Nope, you're sending it to the file server. And that's the whole reason you can get to your files from any computer on campus.
All right, next, the print server. Can you imagine the chaos if 100 students all hit print at the exact same time? The printer would just give up. The print server is our traffic cop. It grabs every single print job, lines them up in a nice, orderly queue, and then feeds them to the printer one at a time. Super fair, super efficient.
And now for maybe the most important server of all, the authentication server. This guy is basically the security guard for our entire network. Every time you type in your username and password, it's this server that checks your credentials. If your name's on the list, you get in. If not, access denied. This is what keeps everything locked down and secure.
Okay, that's a lot of tech talk, but what does it all actually mean for you? Why should you care? Well, let's bring it back to what you actually experience here at school every single day.
This client-server setup has some incredible benefits. But for you, the student, there are two massive, game-changing advantages. And, hint, hint, these are huge for your exams. They are centralized backups and roaming profiles. Let's break those down.
So, centralized backups. This is huge. Because all your work is saved on that central file server, our IT team can back everything up automatically. That means if the computer you're using suddenly crashes or the power goes out, your work is fine. It's safe and sound on the server. Compare that to the P2P model, where it would just be gone. A total lifesaver, right?
And then there's roaming profiles. This is that magic I was talking about earlier. Your personal desktop, your wallpaper, your shortcuts, and of course your files, isn't stored on one computer. It's stored on the server, tied to your account. So you log in at a library PC, the server sends your desktop down. You log out, walk to a classroom, and log in there. Bam! The server sends the exact same desktop down. It's your personal setup ready for you anywhere in the school.
Okay, time to wrap this up with a quick exam review. If you remember one thing from today, make it this direct comparison between peer-to-peer and client-server.
Let's do a quick head-to-head. Does it have a central hub? P2P? Nope. Client-server? Absolutely. That's the whole point. What about backups? With P2P, you're on your own. Good luck. With client-server, it's all handled for you. And security? P2P is pretty weak. Client-server? Centrally managed and way, way more secure. So the bottom line is simple. P2P is fine for a few computers at home, but for a school or a business, you need a client-server network.
So, to leave you with a little challenge, imagine a brand new business, a small startup with just 5 employees. Based on everything we've talked about, which model would you tell them to use? And the real test is why. Think about security, backups, and costs. Have a think about it.
And there you have it, a deep dive into network architecture. Now, to really lock this in, make sure you review pages 86 to 89 in your student book. It'll really help for our next lesson. You've done great today, everyone. I'll see you in class.